Our next beverage is a true exclusive. You can't find this cider in liquor stores. You can't even find it in Wild State's taproom. This particular cider is only available to Wild State Cider Club members and you dabblers. We took a trip up to the Lincoln Park Craft District in Duluth to talk to Wild State's co-founder Adam about their blood orange cider and why he decided to start a cidery in Duluth.
My co-founder and I met at a summer camp out in California. He was a director there and I worked on the waterfront. And we spent about 5 years there at the same time. He ended up going back to Grand Marais and becoming a brewer for Voyager Brewing for a couple years. And I had to do some convincing to bring him into the cider world. But after talking for a couple years about starting the business and that there was some opportunity in cider and it was actually a fun alternative to what's already out there. There's a really wide spectrum in terms of what you can make with cider, similar to beer and wine. There's sort of an endless path that you can take in terms of what you're putting into your ciders. So you can make the sweetest cider with sugar in it. You can make something that's fully dry, no sugar, no additives, and it's just the apples in its purest form. Wild State's been around since April 2019. That's when we opened our doors here in the tap room. We decided that the Twin Cities was a little bit more of a saturated market and it made sense to come up to Duluth where we could be a little bit closer to nature and have a little bit more elbow room. An interesting thing about cider in Minnesota is that while there's a lot of apples in the state, not a lot of people are pressing them into juice at quantity. Because we make a really large amount of cider, every month, we have to source our juice from lots of different places. Our product will vary from time to time, and that's a good indicator that you're getting a fresh craft product because it's not always going to be exactly the same every single time. At one part of the year, the apples might have a little bit more sugar in them. They might be, your cider might be a little bit more clear. And a different time of year, it might be a little bit more of a golden color because the apples were older. And they had different nutritional content to them. The cider that you're getting in the box is our blood orange cider. Now this is a limited edition cider that you can only get if you're a member of our cider club. Every other month we'll send a 12-pack of a limited edition cider right to your door. If you live in Duluth, you can pick it up here and save a little bit. It tends to be about 20% on the dry to sweet side. It's just our typical cider base. It's about a 7% alcohol, and then we blend it in blood orange puree, and that brings it down to around 6.4% alcohol. It's a little bit tart, has a nice orange-red color to it, and it's a really refreshing, easy-to-drink cider. October's a fun time of year because it's harvest season, so there's two things that we kind of do in October. We're doing a community apple collection, so people can bring in their apples from their backyards, and we'll press it into a special cider that we call the Duluth People's Cider. And then we'll also be making a couple single varietal ciders. So we're working with Pine Tree Orchard down near White Bear Lake, and we're gonna do a single varietal Macintosh cider that we're gonna put in a can. So this will be the first time that we have a single varietal cider in stores available to everyone this fall. We've got some cider aging in oak barrels. They used to have bourbon in them. That's gonna be another cider that might be a taproom only blend, but it's gonna be maybe a cherry bourbon cider. And it's been in the barrels for about 4 months, and we might have to leave it in another month, so you can expect it out sometime around November. If you're looking for Wild State in the store, you can find our Classic Dry, which is a fully dry cider, no sugar at all, just the juice. We have a semi-dry, it's a little bit sweeter, about 20% sweetened. We've got a pear cider, which uses 2 fresh varieties of pears out of Washington State. And probably our most popular cider right now, which is our raspberry hibiscus blend. That's a tart, semi-dry cider that you can also get everywhere in Minnesota and also Northwest Wisconsin. Then every couple of months we have a seasonal, so a sangria just finished up. And in the fall you can look forward to our apple pie cider, which is a cinnamon spice blend. So thanks for checking out Wild State Cider. If you're in Duluth, we'd love to see you swing by. Check out our cider club via our website, and we'll see you soon.